Jaime, can you take us through the frustration of the season, getting sick early, getting hurt in the rotation, out of the rotation, and it went nothing like you probably wanted it to go. What did you take away from all that?
I think take a lot away. You can learn a lot about yourself. I think it was a extremely humbling experience. You know, sometimes you get things don't go your way, and sometimes only after do you realize why that had happened to you. So, I'm taking it all, with me in the summer. Just gonna get right back to work. Happy that I got to just spend this time with a great group of guys and enjoy moments off the court as well as on. I think it was just a learning experience for myself and an opportunity to learn and just grow and get better as a basketball player and as a man.
Jaime, despite the regression, do you kind of see that maybe as fuel heading into this offseason? And what exactly do you want to maybe just improve in your game?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely making it fuel to the fire. Really excited to get into this off season. Was extremely, looking forward to it. Just things that I can work on and things that I can improve on. Sometimes you need that in your life to just, be humbled and get set back to propel you forward. So that's what I take it as, and excited for this off season. Excited to, get back to work.
I know it's been a emphasis for you now for the first 2 years of your career, but the three-point shot, Spo was saying that you came out of training camp shooting it really well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the season didn't go maybe the way you envisioned, but what's going to be kind of the work to get that three-point shot back, on track?
A lot of repetition, a lot of mental work, a lot of film, just understanding where I need to put my hand on the ball, understanding, I guess my cadence of, my shot, and just reps, really. Just reps, staying in the gym, living in it.
By that same token, NBA defenses they can be ruthless, and there were times where they were kind of giving you space and letting you take the shot, sometimes daring you. When that's happening, can it put undue pressure on your jumper? Can it affect your confidence at all when that's happening?
Definitely, I think, depending on how teams play you, sometimes they want you to shoot a shot. They're trying to force you into it. And as a competitor, you want to, and then, make or miss. Not always the best thing, but, that's what the work is all about. Just continuing to dive into it. So when that happens again, my confidence will just overtake everything.
I mean, last year you spoke about wanting to work on being a knockdown shooter and a lockdown defender when you were up here. You had more success with your attacks last year in terms of your overall efficiency. Did defenses take something specific away when you were driving to the basket this year when you did have those opportunities?
Yeah, I think they would just crowd the paint a lot more. Maybe sometimes send two, and as well as sag off on pick and rolls and things like that. So just learning from that and taking that into the off season and just pouring into the work. Like I said, this was a very humbling year. And you can take that and learn from it, or you can take it and, get worse. So, there's so many things you can do, but I'm taking the approach to just learn, dive into the film, continue to work on my game and just continue to get better and, come with a different veracity next year.
You've talked repeatedly about, the being a humbling experience. From a mental standpoint, how much do you think is, needed in terms of, I guess, sharpening or just becoming like, not saying that there's anything wrong there, but like overcoming whatever the mental aspect that you face this year and being able to grow from that is important to, your growth as a player?
Yeah, I think what you learn, the mental part of the game is almost more important than the physical. Is something that I've learned this year. You have to be mentally sharp at all times and never have any lapses, because the second that happens, teams are taking advantage. So that is one of my biggest lessons this year. So taking that into this off season is something that I'm going to work on extremely hard, and looking forward to learning and just getting better.
Hi, Amy. How are you feeling physically right now? And is that also sort of part of the process of this summer for you, is getting right if you're not 100%?
Yeah, no, I'm 100%. I feel great. Just gonna try to continue that throughout the season. Take some time off, decompress, and focus on what I need to do to get better as a player, as a teammate. And looking forward to the summer. Try to connect with some of my teammates throughout the summer. Try to work with them, and try to make some changes.
Jaime, a lot of players play better with extended minutes. For you, the splits this year, there was a wide discrepancy between starting and coming off the bench. You shot much better as a starter. Points, rebounds per 36, much better as a starter. Why do you think that was, and what do you need to do to change that if your role moving forward is a bench role?
I guess more time on the floor, more opportunity to shoot shots, get rebounds, assists, steals, etc. I think that might be it. And if coming in next year, that role is limited and on the bench, just understanding how to maximize my time on the floor is something that I think players can really work on. I know myself, still being in year 2, it's something that I need to learn how to do, is just maximize my time, and I think that's probably the biggest thing.